to this edition of Behind the Badge. I'm Sergeant Alan Sayre with Oconee County Sheriff's Office Community Services Unit. Our special guest today is Captain Ken Washington with the Oconee County Sheriff's Office. He is the third most senior person on our admin staff, so we're very pleased to have him. Ken, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
So how long have you been with the Sheriff's Office?
Oh, gosh, I've been with the Sheriff's Office now for 31 years.
Wow.
31 years. Yes, 31 years here. I started my career with the City of Westminster as a patrol officer. And after about a year at Westminster Police Department, I ended up coming here, got employed and hired on here with the Oconee County Sheriff's Office. So it's 31 years here, but going on 32 years in law enforcement.
Said you worked for about a year with Westminster. You came to the Sheriff's Office about a year later. Now, who was Sheriff when you came to the Sheriff's Office?
James Singleton.
Sheriff Singleton was, retired Sheriff Singleton?
Yeah, Sheriff Singleton was who actually hired me on at the Sheriff's Office.
And did you come in straight to the road?
Yes, I did. And I actually worked patrol for about a year with patrol, and then that's when I started my special operations career.
Ooh, now that sounds important. So what do you do now?
I'm the captain over special operations, and that consists of your specialized units, SWAT, narcotics. We have a PACE team, which is like a progressive criminal enforcement team that we have. They get in these high crime areas and look for different things. I'm over the courthouse. I'm over warrants. I'm over civil. I'm over training, now the leads unit. Animal control. So the list kind of goes on and on of things that I'm over, but I have a lot of great guys that work for me, and we work together.
So how did you get in law enforcement to begin with?
Oh my goodness, that is, you know, it was something that I was really passionate about, you know, and in high school I played football. And you know, the dreams of being a football player, I was okay. I don't know how good I was, but I was okay. And so, you know, as a young adult, young man, I was, you know, I had a sports career that I was looking at, and I love the community that I'm from. It's taught me so much, just about life in general. But the community that I'm from wouldn't change it for anything. But you know, I seen things and I saw things that really caught my attention. And back then there was a show, one of my favorite shows, and I think they tried to do a remake of it a few times, but the true Miami Vice back then.
Yeah.
It was, and so I remember watching those Miami Vice shows, but the reality was that I saw a community, even at a young age, and I knew, I was like, you know, I want to do something, I want to do something, and this sounds like a cliche from a lot of law enforcement officers, but you know, my passion was I want to help the community in the way drugs affect our community. A whole lot different than television, right? I did find that out. You know, you're not going to clear things up in an hour and a few commercials.
No, it definitely doesn't work that way, does it?
So,
you know?
Yeah. So, you know, and that's when the whole career, my whole world was really opened up as to what really goes on in a law enforcement world, the networking. And all of that stuff, really. So that's when my career as in special operations really took off. And I was able to climb the ranks, become the lieutenant over narcotics. And I did that for many years. and eventually taking over as the captain over special operations. When I came out of narcotics, that's when I picked up, like I said, I used to just have to worry about narcotics and supervising narcotics, but you know, special operations is all of those specialized units, not just narcotics, but even though that's where most of my career was spent.
So you still get to work with those guys on the daily basis, though?
Sure. It's more from an admin standpoint. It's more from an administrator. You know, there's certain things that now I'm in a position that, you know, mistakes that I made, things that I saw, things that and those life lessons that I talk about. Now I'm able to go to some of the individuals that's just starting their career and explain to them how complex things can be at times, because we have to know the law, we have to know, and sometimes in special operations you're dealing with a whole different set of rules that Road Patrol doesn't have to deal with, or CID don't have to deal with. You're getting into a whole lot of things in, you know, the civil aspect of it, not only the civil, but the criminal aspect of things.
Just like a lot of the other folks we've had on Behind the Badge, you are really mentoring, you know, the other younger deputies, and that is just a wonderful thing, that now you can take these guys and really show them how successful you were and how they can become successful.
Sure. And that's one of the things is, you know, to what I call grow individuals, grow the younger deputies, the newer deputies, and it don't have to be younger deputies. It could be young in career. Sure. That, you know, where you can take some of the things that you've learned. And the thing about law enforcement is this here. You learn every day. I could, you know, things that I learn every day because things change. But I learn from these guys. We learn from each other. And that is where I think law enforcement, when you can liaison with other people, other agencies and stuff like that, when you can do that and then you teach people how to do that. Because you can get to the point to where you may think you know everything, but I can promise you law enforcement will show you don't know everything. It's kind of like a whole lot of other things. So yeah, I really enjoy growing people and trying to give them at least a glimpse of how what I have been awarded put me on the right path.
And that's an awesome thing to do. From your 30 plus years of experience, from your perspective as a mentor, as a leader, and as somebody who's, you know, been there, done that, what advice would you want to give somebody who's just now starting to look at this career as a possible option for them?
Alan, the one thing that I really would advise if someone is looking at law enforcement, talk to people that's in law enforcement. Go visit, come to the sheriff's office, talk to us, talk to me, reach out to me and have an understanding, because if I thought that it was Miami Vice, an hour and a few commercials is what my 30 years was going to be like, I would have been sadly mistaken, but it was the passion. It's the understanding of what do you do most times, and then having the mindset. You need to have the right mindset, because in reality, we see officers that get in and individuals that get in this line of work, and they're not cut out for it. And it's not saying that they're not, I'm not cut out to be a scuba diver, right? And you're not going to catch me, how many ever feet down. I'm just not going to do that. It's not Miami Vice, and you're not going to get it done the way that they do it on television. The reality of it is to go visit, talk to, get an understanding, get an education on what law enforcement is like, because we have a special, awesome, and tremendous responsibility, and you have to be able to understand that that responsibility is being a public servant, that responsibility is being a hero. I would encourage anyone that is interested in it, in law enforcement. We have special events, special things that's going on here at the Sheriff's Office. Citizens Police Academy.
That's right, we're starting that up soon.
Absolutely, and I'm very excited about that, and I know we're gonna push out more and more information on that. But you know, that's a great tool. If you're interested in law enforcement, reach out. Matter of fact, to you,
yeah.
Right? And reach out to Alan and get some information and come and hear what law enforcement is about.
You hit the nail on the head with that one.
Yeah, and just don't look at the, you know, in special operations, the SWAT side of it, the toys, what we call it, but it really is here. That's where it's at, is if you want to stay in law enforcement, you're not getting into it for the tools, and you're not at some point in time, the toys, that's gonna run out. And then you're gonna have to do it based off of pure heart, and you're gonna have to do it based off of the want and the desire to do this job.
Ken, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate having you. It's been quite an honor to be able to spotlight you today and all the other deputies that we've highlighted in this series for Black History Month, and we certainly appreciate you and everybody else that has joined us as we're able to celebrate as a family.
Thank you for this special occasion for Black History Month. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot to all of us. And the things that we have done here at the Sheriff's Office to highlight this special event and this special time for Black History Month.
Thank you for joining us. This wraps up our final edition of Behind the Badge. Make sure you stay tuned to our channel, as we will release new content coming up in the near future. Also, make sure to click the subscribe button at the bottom of the video and hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we release new content. Stay safe out there.